YouTube is brutal for small creators. One week your video hits 500 views, the next it gets 5. And this is an emotional roller coaster which causes most people to quit. I almost did as well. Then I learned one mindset trick that Roger Federer used to win one of the greatest comebacks in tennis history. In this video I'll show you how to actually survive the small creator phase and to stay in the game long enough to succeed. Now to start, you need to understand why emotional exhaustion kills more channels than bad content ever will. So when I first started on YouTube, I was posting every week and I was trapped in this cycle that I just couldn't escape. I'd post a video, I'd have really high hopes, then I'd check the analytics obsessively. Every hour I'd refresh the page. 1 week a video would hit 1,000 views and I'd be on top of the world and I'd think to myself, I've finally cracked this. The next video I'd get 20 views and I'd be completely gutted. I started to question everything like, is my content bad? Am I just wasting my time here? But the big problem was I wasn't getting annoyed because I wasn't growing. I was just too emotionally attached to the outcome of the video. Then I read this book from the 1970s called The Inner Game of Tennis. And there's one principle that completely changed how I think about YouTube. The book talks about how great tennis players don't get emotionally hung up on the last point they played. Because when they do, one bad point ruins the next 3 points, and then those 3 bad points ruin the next 5, and suddenly you've lost the match. But the best players, they'll take note of the point, they'll learn from it, and then they move on with a clean slate. And Roger Federer proved this exact principle in one of the greatest comebacks in tennis history. It was the 2017 Australian Open final. Federer is 35 years old and he's coming back from 6 months off with a knee injury. He hasn't won a Grand Slam in 5 years. He's facing his greatest rival, Rafael Nadal, and he's down 3-1 in the 5th set. For anyone watching, it looked over. Federer had lost to Nadal at the Grand Slam 6 times in a row over 10 years, and this game just looked no different. But in that moment, down 3-1, facing what looked like another loss, Federer didn't get emotionally attached to being down 3-1. He didn't think about the 10 years of losses. He didn't let the pressure of the moment control his emotions. He just played the next point and the next point and the next one. And he took home the championship. And that's when it clicked for me. To be successful on YouTube, you need to treat every moment, every video as just 1 point in a much longer game. And if you're a small creator right now and you're feeling like you're 3-1 down in the 5th set, here's what you need to know. Step 1, understand the real problem. Understand you're not struggling with the algorithm, you're struggling with emotional regulation. Now, most small creators think they are quitting because of low views or slow growth, but that's not actually true. The real reason is what I call the small creator emotional cycle. And here's how it works. You post a video with high hopes. You check the analytics obsessively. The video underperforms. You feel devastated and you question everything. Your niche, your content, your abilities. Then you force yourself to make another video while you're still discouraged and the cycle repeats itself. This is unsustainable. You'll burn out before YouTube even has a chance to figure out who your audience is. So don't tie your emotional state to a number on a screen, because the thing is, those numbers don't tell you if you're on the right path. The reason this matters is YouTube is a long-term game, and if you're on an emotional roller coaster, you won't last long enough to see success. Think about Federer down 3-1. If he'd let that score control his emotions and he'd thought to himself, here we go, another loss to Nadal, well, the match would be over. But he didn't. He stayed emotionally neutral and he just played the next point. Step 2, shift your timeline. You need to think in months and years, not days and weeks. I hear a lot of people ask, why aren't I further ahead after 3 months of posting? If you're asking the same question right now, just remember YouTube isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. I have a client called Still Spirit and their first videos got 100 views. They could have looked at those numbers and quit right there, said to themselves, I guess there just isn't an audience for this. But they didn't. They kept posting week after week. And here's what happened. As their channel grew, more and more people discovered them. Those first videos actually started getting recommended. It took almost a year, but now that first video they ever posted has hit 20,000 views. The video didn't change, the quality didn't magically improve. The algorithm just needed time to figure out who to show it to. YouTube is collecting data on every video you post. It's testing your content with a small group of people, watching how they react. It's learning who your audience is. But this process takes months, sometimes longer. Your job isn't to go viral in a week or 2. Your job is to stay in the game long enough for YouTube to figure out your audience. Federer didn't win that championship because he won the first point. He won because he stayed in the game long enough to turn it around. Step 3, the point-by-point approach. So when I post a video, I don't look at the analytics for at least 24 hours. I don't check my phone, there's no refreshing the YouTube studio, I just stay away from it. And after 24 hours, I'll look at 3 metrics in this order. First is the click-through rate. If it's below 5%, that tells me the packaging isn't working as well as it could. The title and thumbnail aren't compelling enough to make people click the video. So I'll test out a new version. Second is the average view duration. So if people are clicking on the video, but then they're dropping off in the first 30 seconds, then the hook isn't delivering on the promise. And thirdly, YouTube shows you exactly where viewers are leaving your video. That tells you what you need to fix in your next video. So I'll take a note of one thing that I can improve on the next time, then I move on to the next video with a completely clean slate. This works because just like a tennis game, you're treating every video like one point in a much longer game. You're not analysing the entire game itself. So that one video that got 6,000 views, that's brilliant. Note it, learn from it and move on. That video that gets 100 views, that's fine. Take a note of it. What can you learn and move on? So always ask yourself, what is one thing that you can improve on the next time? The most successful YouTube channels focus on gradual improvements in every video. They have clear expectations and they understand that YouTube is a long-term strategy. When I work with clients, this is the thing that separates creators who make it from the ones who don't. And if you want help building a YouTube channel that actually grows your business and gives you a life of freedom, I'm offering one-on-one strategy sessions. There's a link in the description where you can check that out. And if you found this video valuable, you're going to love this one. I believe that trying less on YouTube is actually the secret to success. So watch this video next and I'll see you there.